Welcome back to Astro Tina. This is your April 2025 Vedic horoscope for your ascendant sign. A month of karmic shifts and divine realignment. April unfolds as a powerful transitional period, influenced by significant planetary movements that shape your destiny. As the sun transits from Pisces to Aries on April 13th, we experience the energy of Mesh Sankranti, marking a shift towards bold action and new beginnings. The fire of Aries fuels ambition, while the lingering Mercury retrograde in Pisces, which is till mid-month, demands patience and introspection before initiating any major changes. So a major highlight is the lunar eclipse in Libra, which signifies the matters of karmic balance, relationships, and dharma. This is a time for inner clarification and closure, recalibrating in personal and professional bonds. Venus in Pisces, its exalted sign, blesses romantic and financial matters, while Jupiter's steady persistence in Taurus reminds us that slow, deliberate growth yields the best results. Now, with Mars in Gemini, igniting intellectual debates and strategic action, and Rahu Ketu continuing their transit in Pisces and Virgo. So this month is a blend of karmic lessons, steady insights, and the need for patience and rapid shifts. So expect breakthroughs, but only if you're aligning your efforts with divine timing. So now let's look at each sign individually. Aries, this is your April forecast for 2025. So the beginning of the month starts on a beautiful note. April 1st and 2nd, you're starting off with your money days. These are days that you really could really manifest the things that you want to in your finances. This is a great time for you to actually visualize the financial security that you've always been dreaming of. This is where the money flow is actually coming in very nicely and very easily for you. Moving on to the 3rd and 4th, again, great energy for you, very positive. This is a great time to do some local trip traveling, whether it's for leisure, whether it's for work. You'll definitely enjoy your time doing local trip traveling, doing hobbies at this time. The 5th, 6th, and 7th. This is a great time for you to spend at home with your family because the home environment is really loving, it's supportive, it's really nurturing. And you'll see that this is also a good month for you to do any planning as far as home, shifting home, moving home, anything to do with real estate. It's a good month for that. You should see good results for you as far as anything to do with real estate. Now, moving forward to the 8th and 9th, this is where your energies are very focused. This is where, if you are a student, great days for you because this is a time where you'll actually be able to absorb the information that you're taking in and really get to the point of what you're reading, really concentrate. If you are someone who teaches, you can really articulate your ideas and they will really get through to your students. A great time for you to learn something new. Moving on to the 10th, 11th, and 12th. These are not your best days. These are days where your energies are low. Your health may not be at its best. You could be stressed. You could you have debt on your mind. And also because the energies here are irritated, the energies within you are not at its best. And the energies around you are also not supportive. So you'll find on these days, it's more likely that you'll get into a dispute with someone. Now, if you are someone who is dealing with some court issues, these are not the favorable days for you. So if you can, maybe change your days if possible, because the results on these days are not in your favor. Now, moving on to the 13th and 14th of April, these are great days for you. Now, if you're married, these are great honey days for you. If you're in business, you should see good sales on these days. You should see good communication with your business partner, with your colleagues, with your clients. you should see your sales improve on these days. Now, moving on to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Now, these are days that the energies are really not in your favor. These are where you could have joint finance type issues with your spouse, with your in-laws, with your business partner. And also, it's a stressful time. These 3 days it's a very stressed energy. So what I would say is lay low on these days and let this energy pass. It also could do with finances as well. It is looking at your second house. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th. Here, your energies have improved. You're feeling better, and you're in a lighter mood here. You'll also find that your energies with your father are very much in sync on these days. So if you need to have a chat with him, if you need to sit down and maybe go out with him, these are great days for you to build your bond with your father. Now, moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These are days you really want to focus on your work. So now it's time for you to get to work, present yourself well at work, okay? Present your skills at work because they'll get noticed. This is where you get the recognition at work that you deserve for the work that you put in. So the credit that's due to you will come to you on these days. If you have any presentations, if you have any meetings, this is where you'll find that the results are in your favor. So definitely great positive days for you to do that. Now, moving on to the 23rd and 24th. Again, very favorable, positive days for you. These are great days for you to do some socializing. Go out with your friends, have some fun, do some networking if possible. If you're someone who's in social media, also great time for you to do some work on your social media. Moving on to the 25th and 26th, this is where your energies are low. This is where you're wanting to self-isolate. This is where you have to be mindful of your decisions on these days. Don't make any hasty decisions on these days because in the following days to come, you'll definitely either have buyer's remorse or you'll look back on your decision that you made and kind of wish you hadn't. So definitely postpone any decision making. Keep your decisions pending. You also could have unexpected expenses, so keep an eye out for that as well. I would say hold off on these 2 days and let this energy pass, and you'll see that you could possibly do without that expense. Now, moving on to the 27th and 28th. These are days you want to focus on yourself. So give yourself some time, do some self-reflection, do some self-healing, do some meditating, do some journaling, spend some time with yourself and it'll help you to regain your energies. Now, moving on to the 29th and 30th. Again, money days for you. So you have great money days this month. You have 4 of them. Usually you get about 2 to 3. So, you begin on the same note as you're ending the month on your money days. So again, make the most of this energy, like really, do the manifesting, do the work, and you'll see that the money flow is actually really coming in. You'll have money in your wallet on these days. You'll see that if you need to get money back that you've lent out to people, they'll easily give it back to you. There's less resistance when it comes to money on these days. So now let's look at the important days where you need to practice caution. So on the 25th and 26th, you could have unexpected expenses. You could have low energy. On the 10th, 11th, and 12th, this is where you want to be mindful of your health, debt, disputes, expenses. And then again on the 15th, 16th, and 17th, where your energies could be, you could feel very stressed on these days. So these are basically 8 days of this month that you need to practice some caution. The rest of the month is your month. So make the most of the blessings that come your way. Now, as far as money days, your money days are the 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th. This is where you'll see that the money flow is coming in easy. It's easy to manifest money on these days. If you want to do a scratch and win lottery, great days for you to do that. You'll see that the money is, it's easy. This is the energy of the day, is finances. Now, if you want to learn about money, if you're into the stock market and you're trying to learn how to trade or you're trying to learn more about the markets, the 8th and 9th are great days for you to do that, because you'll actually be able to absorb that information and something will click. You'll understand something you didn't understand before. Now, if you're looking to invest further, if you're already in the markets and you're looking to diversify your portfolio, then the 23rd and 24th are great days for you to do that. So definitely make the most of those energies. Now, if you're married, then your honey days is the 13th and 14th, where you'll see that your bond with your spouse is very good. Your energies are in sync. So great days for you to do something together. If you're single and you're looking to mingle, then the 8th and 9th are great days for you to do that, because the emotions you're putting in, the energy you're putting in will get reciprocated on these days. So definitely make the most of that energy. Now, if you're a student, the 8th and 9th are great days for you to absorb any information this month. You'll see that your mind is more clear, it's more focused, and you're able to actually take in a lot more. Now, if you're looking to rest, relax, and reflect, then the 27th and 28th are your days this month. So definitely take some time out for yourself, treat yourself, and Aries, I hope you make the most of every blessing that comes to you this April. Until next month, thank you. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Taurus ascendant forecast for April 2025. Now, the month begins off on a very positive week. So the 1st and 2nd are your days. These are days you want to focus your energies on yourself. Do some self-reflecting, do some relaxation, rest, and regain your strength and your energies on these days. Moving to the 3rd and 4th, these are your money days. These are days where the money flow is coming in nice and easy, and you'll see that it's easy to manifest money on these days. You'll see that the money flow is actually so good that you'll have more money in your wallet in these days. If you're looking to take profits, great days for that as well. If you're looking to get money that's owed to you, great time for you to send out those invoices, because they'll get paid without any resistance. Now, moving on to the 5th, 6th, and 7th of the month. This is a great time for you to concentrate your energies on doing hobbies, doing local trip traveling. Now, this trip traveling could also be related to your work as well. So you should be able to have a good time doing those travels. You'll enjoy yourself very much. Now, moving on to the 8th and 9th. This is, again, very positive energy. Like I said, the first week is lovely. Actually, the first half of the month is really, really nice. So I hope you make the most of April. Now, the 8th and 9th, you're actually quite happy at home. This is where the home environment is quite supportive. It's quite loving, and you'll see that you're quite happy at home. You could also have something to do with property sale as well. If you're looking to sell property, this is also a time where you can make good profits. Just be very mindful of the papers that you sign. Make sure you read everything twice over so that you don't miss anything as far as in the legal documents. Now, moving on to the 10th, 11th, and 12th. This is a great time for you to spend some time with your kids if you have kids. Great time. Spend it with them. Take them out. Spend leisure time with them. It'll definitely bring you a lot of pleasure. It'll bring them pleasure, and it'll bring you closer together. This is a great time for you to build that bond with them. Now, if you don't have kids, this is also a great time for you to do something creative. Create something new. If you're an artist, this is a great time for you to work on that piece, because you'll definitely be able to really, your creativity juices will be flowing on the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So make the most of that energy. Now, moving on to the 13th and 14th. These 2 days are, this is where you have to be a little bit cautious of your energy, where the energy is a little bit irritated on these days. So you could have issues related to health, debt, disputes. So definitely be mindful of your energy. If you're mindful of your energies, you shouldn't have any issues. Then you know it's just 2 days and you just let it pass through, lay low, and you'll see that your energies are actually irritated on these days. So you could very easily get into a dispute with someone because the energies around you are also irritated. So when you put the two together, then you definitely clash, right? So just be mindful, and it's easy to get through this time. Now, if you're someone who is dealing with a court case, or you have any kind of legal type issues, these are 2 days that you want to avoid any appointments, any court dates. The results will not be in your favor on these days. So definitely definitely change the days so that they are more in your favor. Now, moving on to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Lovely days, wonderful energy, especially if you're married. These are great energies for you to spend some time and bond with your spouse. This is where you'll see eye to eye and you'll be able to make your partnership feel stronger and rebuild that bond. Now, if you're someone who is in business partnership with someone, you'll also see that your energies with your partner is also in sync, and you'll easily be able to, like, if you need to have a meeting with them, you need to discuss things with them, this is where they're actually more able to understand your viewpoint. So this is definitely a good time for you to have that meeting with your business partner. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th. These 2 days, you do have to be a little bit mindful of your energies. The energies are stressful here. So you want to lay low on these days and let this energy pass. You could have some stress related to finances with family, and you'll find that your energies are just stressed. So just let this energy pass. Moving on to the 20th, and the following week is quite positive. So just look forward to that. Now, starting from the 20th on to the 26th, lovely week for you. So the 20th, you're already starting to feel better by evening here. So you could be into spirituality here. You could be doing something religious here. You could also spend some time with your father here. This is a great time for you to bond with your father. And if you're of age and you have grandchildren, this is a great time. These 3 days are a great time for you to spend with your grandchildren. You'll find that your energies with them are very, they really flow, they mesh. You'll have a wonderful time bonding with them. Now, moving on to the 23rd and 24th. This is where you really want to put your foot down and concentrate on work. Focus on your work. Whatever you do as far as work will definitely have a positive energy towards it. And you should see positive results. So definitely put in the work. Now, moving on to the 25th and 26th, great days for you to do some socializing with your friends, have some fun, go out, have some food, and just socialize, enjoy what the universe is bringing to you. Now, you do have a cluster of all the planets in your 11th house. So your 11th house is really getting highlighted. So this is a month where you actually will see more of your friends. You should do more socializing, more social media. So a great time for you. So definitely make the most of that energy. Now, moving forward to the 27th and 28th, this is where you do have to be mindful of your energy. Your energies could be low on these days, and you could experience some losses due to sudden expenses. And you could also, so be mindful of any decisions that need to be made. So keep those decisions pending. Let these 2 days pass, and then you'll see that you won't regret or have any buyer's remorse. Because if you do buy anything on these days, you definitely will have either unexpected expenses, or you'll be tempted to buy something that you really don't need. So let this energy pass. Okay, so the 29th and 30th, again, great days for you. Again, the energies here are very positive. You want to focus on yourself. These are your days. Do some rest, do some relaxation, do some self-reflecting. So overall, Taurus, April is a wonderful month for you, very positive. So I hope that you make the most of this energy and you take the opportunities that the universe is presenting to you, because April is a month that's filled with opportunity for you. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you, Taurus. Individually. Gemini Ascendant. This is your horoscope for April 2025. Let's begin the month with April 1st and 2nd. These are days where you do have to be mindful of your energy. Your energies are a little bit low on these days. Also be mindful of any unexpected expenses. And if you have any decisions that do need to be made, keep these decisions pending. Not favorable days to make any decisions. Let this energy pass. Now, as we move to the 3rd and 4th, very positive days for you. We have a very good positive week ahead. You actually have up to the 14th very positive energy here. So now the 3rd and 4th, this is where you want to focus your energies on yourself. Do some rest, do some relaxation, do some self-reflecting, do some self-journaling. Great time for meditation as well. Moving to the 5th, 6th, and 7th, this is time for you to spend with your family. This is time where your words will also hold weight. So if you need to have that discussion with your family, great time to do that. And also, these are great days for you to look at your money. Okay, so look at your money situation and see where you can improve in your money situation, how you can bring in more money. And you'll see that these are great days for you to actually play the lottery as well, especially if it's like the scratch and win, because the 5th, 6th, and 7th are your money days. So the money energy is definitely flowing. So maybe take some time and do some manifestation as far as your money. Now, moving on to the 8th and 9th, again, positive energy days. This is where you want to concentrate on your communication. You could have great communication happening with your work. You could have great communication happening with your siblings as well. You could have that talk you've always wanted to have with them. So definitely make the most of this energy. Now, the first week is great for family. So now the 10th, 11th, and 12th, again, great for the home environment. It's very loving, very supportive. This is where you'll see that the home environment is it's very nurturing. And you'll also see on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, you could actually you could do some bonding with your mother as well. This is a great time to spend with her as well. So definitely make the most of this energy. So 13th and 14th, this is where your creativity is really peaking. Okay, those creative juices are flowing. You're definitely coming up with a lot of ideas. Mentally, this is where the mental energy is really coming in. Now, so make the most of this energy. Like if you're a student, create something new in your studies, a new way of learning, new way of, doing your tests, your assignments. If you're an artist, this is a great time for you to tap into your creativity and produce that piece that you're longing to work on. Moving on to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. This is where you do have to be mindful of your energies regarding your health, debts, disputes. Not a good time for you to actually get into a dispute with someone. This is where your energies are actually really irritated. So definitely keep it low. If somebody is irritated around you, definitely do not engage because it will turn into a dispute. So definitely be mindful of your energies and just kind of lay low and let it pass. Moving forward to the 18th and 19th, great days for partnership. This is a great time for you to spend with your spouse. This is where you'll get support from your spouse on these 2 days, and you'll get along better with your spouse on these 2 days. If you need to have that talk with your spouse, definitely do it on these 2 days. You'll definitely get the results that you desire. It's more favorable. Moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. This is where your energy is very stressed. You're not feeling your best. Mentally, emotionally, you're stressed. So you have to let this energy pass. Don't engage so much. Lay low. Let this energy pass. This month, you do have about... you do have to be mindful of your health in this month of April, because you are definitely getting a lot of caution days. So be mindful of your health. And also because you have a concentration of a lot of planets in your 10th house. You have a stellium happening there. So that is also, you're looking at the south node, Ketu looking at your 4th house, which is also the chest region. So be mindful of cold, cough, anything to do with the heart. So be mindful of your health this month, okay? Now, moving on to the 23rd, 24th, again, this is where now your energies have picked up. They've improved. They're more positive. You're feeling better now. And you're going to be looking forward to doing some work. This is a very work-heavy month because your 10th house is very highlighted. So a lot of your energy is going to be focused on doing a lot of work, a lot of unnecessary work for someone as well. And you could be doing work for someone that you're not getting paid for as well. So, this is you putting putting a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of focus onto somebody else's work, and maybe you're thinking you'll get paid for it after, and you might, but you're putting in a lot of work that will definitely pay off because you do have Saturn going into that house as well. So definitely be mindful of your health, because all the energy is focused towards your work. So you're kind of neglecting your health a little bit. So do rest and relax a bit, okay? Now, looking at 25th and 26th, again, this is where you're really focused on your work. These are very work heavy days, and you really should see good results on these days. So definitely do your work on these days. Put your best foot forward on these days. If you have anything to present at work, great days for that. And also, this is a month that you could actually get a raise, a promotion at work. Again, work is very highlighted for you. Now, moving on to the 27th, 28th, this is where you want to socialize. You want to do some networking, meet new people. You're definitely coming across a lot of new people, new energy this month as well. Now, moving on to the 29th and 30th. This is where your energy is low. This is where you could incur some losses, unexpected losses. And this is also where you want to keep your decisions pending. Don't make any decisions on these days. Let this energy pass. Okay. So again, your caution days are the 1st, 2nd, 29th, 30th, the 15th, 16th, 17th, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Again, this is a very cautionary month regarding health, regarding expenses, regarding any kind of disputes and stress. So, it's a stressful month for you, and it's you have to be mindful of your health, and it has a lot to do with the fact that you're putting a lot of energy, a lot of focus on your work. So definitely when you put focus into one area, something else will get neglected, right? Now, as far as money days where the flow of money is really good is the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Do some manifestation. Buy yourself a scratch and win lottery. You'll see you have more money in your wallet on those days. If you want to learn about the markets, the 13th and 14th, great days for you to do some learning about the markets. If you're already in the markets and want to invest further, then definitely the 27th and 28th, great days for that. Again, this is not financial advice. Please seek a professional for that. Now, as regarding love and your honey days, if you're married, the 18th and 19th, great days for couples. And if you're single and you're looking for some romance, go on that date, the 13th and 14th, great days for that. If you're a student, the 13th and 14th, great days for you to really do some of your learning on those days. You should see really good results. And also, this is again a very work heavy month. So definitely take some time out for yourself. The 3rd and 4th are the optimal days for you to regain your energies. So definitely take that time and focus on yourself. Well, Gemini Ascendant, this was your April forecast. I hope you make the most of every blessing. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Cancer Ascendant, this is your April 2025 forecast. Let's look at your calendar. Now, beginning the month is a great energy, actually. So this is a great time for you to socialize. So the first and second of the month, you want to do some networking, socialize, go out with your friends and make the most of this energy. Great time for you to actually, if you're someone who is in the markets, great time for you to learn about your investments as well. Now, the third and fourth, this is where you have to be mindful of your energies. Your energies could be low on these days. Also, keep any decisions that need to be made pending, as you could come to regret the decisions that you have made, as they won't be in your favor. And also, you could incur some unexpected expenses on these days, so definitely keep an eye on your wallet. Now, moving on to the 5th, 6th, and 7th. This is where you want to be, focus your energies on yourself, your vitality. Focus on rest, relaxation, do some self-reflection. Definitely, this is where you recharge your battery. Moving on to the 8th and 9th. These are great for your money days, okay? So these are days where you want to manifest money because the money flow is actually working in your favor. The energy on these days for you is finances. So definitely do some manifestation and look in your wallet. You'll see you have more money in your wallet on these days. If you're looking to take profits from the markets or anywhere else, great days for you to do that. If you need to invoice your clients, great days for you to do that as well, because you'll see that people are less resistant to giving you money on these days. So make the most of the energies on these days. Moving on to the 10th, 11th, and 12th. These are great days for you to do some communication and do some local trip traveling. Now, you could do some local trip traveling as far as your hobbies and just leisure traveling, or you could do it related to your work. Either way, you'll have a great time doing it, and it should be quite enjoyable, and it's very positive energy for you. Moving on to the 13th and 14th. This is a very supportive, loving environment that you'll find at home. So you're very happy at home during these days. You'll see that you'll actually get a very receptive mother on these days as well. She's really supporting you on these days. So definitely from the 5th to the 17th, the energies are very, very favorable, very positive energies, and very supportive. Now, moving on to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. These are, again, positive energies. These are energies, that are to do with your mental capabilities. This is where that mental energy comes in for the month. So your energies to learn, to focus are definitely at a peak here. Your creativity will be at a peak here. So definitely, if you're a student, make the most of this energy. Spend some time, focus on your studies. You should see good results. Now, if you're someone who's trying to learn something new, you've joined some classes, great time for you to actually look at your work and do it, because it'll definitely get absorbed. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th. This is where you want to be mindful of your health. This is where you want to be mindful of debts and disputes, because the energy flow here is it's very irritated. So you definitely don't want to get into any kind of argument with anyone. It won't be in your favor. If you have any dates, whether it's court dates or any other appointments, it's best to postpone them, because if there is any ruling, it won't be in your favor. If you get into any dispute with anyone, you won't be the winning party in the disputes here. So definitely let this energy pass. Now, moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. This is where the energies are positive here. These are, if you're married, great honey days for you. This is where the harmony with your spouse will be it'll be aligned. Your energies will be in sync. If you need to, reconnect, build your bond, get close to one another, a great time for you to do that. Make the most of these 3 days, because after these three days, you do have 2 days that are stressful days, the 23rd and 24th. They're stressful, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical. Your body feels this kind of like a heaviness, a stressed energy. So you need to let this energy pass. You could have something unexpected happen as well. So definitely, let this energy pass. Now, the 25th and 26th, this is now the energies have turned. You're feeling better. This is where, the positive energy is now starting to flow, and you're looking to, you're thinking about traveling. Also, for Cancers, April is a good travel month. So you could do some, local trip traveling with friends. You could also do some long distance traveling as well. It's definitely in the cards for you. You do have a stellium happening in your ninth house. So now moving on to the 27th and 28th, this is where your reputation and your focus towards your work is highlighted. So if you have any presentations, if you have any meetings, great days for you to do that. The results will be in your favor. You'll definitely get the recognition, the credit that's due to you. Now, moving on to the 29th and 30th, great days, positive energy. So the month is ending on a good high note. This is 2 days where you want to spend time with your friends, have some fun, go out and have some food, do some social networking as well. Now, Cancer, April, days that you need to be cautious, the 3rd, 4th, 18th, 19th, 23rd, and 24th. So you have 6 days where you need to be a little bit cautious. The rest of the month is your month. So make the most of every opportunity. Now, regarding finances, your money days. Your money days are the 8th and 9th, where the money flow is really good. If you want to learn about finances, if you're in the markets and you want to get into the markets, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Something will click. You'll definitely learn something you didn't know before. If you already are in the markets and want to invest further, then the 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th are your best days for that. Now, if you're a married couple, then the 20th, 21st, and 22nd are your best honey days. And if you're single, then the 15th, 16th, and 17th are your best honey days. So definitely go out on a date, definitely try to connect with someone because the energies will be reciprocated on these days. So definitely make the most of that loving energy. Now, for students, the 15th, 16th, and 17th, great days for you to really take in that information and do some good work and get some good results as far as your studies. Now, if you're looking to regain your strength, your energies, then definitely the 5th, 6th, and 7th, great days for rest, relaxation, and self-reflection. So Cancer Ascendant, that was your April forecast. I hope you make the best of every opportunity because Cancer, April is looking to be a wonderful month for you with a lot of, days that are there filled with blessings. You have, 6 days that you have to be a little bit mindful, but the rest are your days. So make the best of every opportunity. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. individually. Leo Ascendant, your April 2025 monthly forecast. Now, the month begins on a positive note. So, the first and second, we're looking at your public image. This is how you present yourself to the world. And you'll see that your energies are actually quite focused, especially regarding your work and how you present yourself at work. So, definitely you'll get the recognition that's due to you. Now, moving on to the third and fourth, these are days that are really great for socializing. So go out, have some fun, do some networking. Great days for that as well. Moving on to the 5th, 6th, and 7th. This is where you could want to self-isolate. Your energies could be low. So definitely be mindful of how you're spending your energy. You're definitely going to want to spend some time alone. And you could also have some unexpected expenses. It could be related to a vehicle. And also be mindful of any decisions. Keep your decisions pending. Don't make any decisions on these days. Don't sign any papers on these days, as you could come to regret it, and you will definitely have buyer's remorse on these days. So let this energy pass. Now, moving on to the 8th and 9th. These are your days. Focus your energies on yourself. Do some rest, relaxation, do some self-reflection, some meditation, journaling, anything to regain your strength and your energy. This is where you recharge your battery for the month. Now, moving on to the 10th, 11th, and 12th. These are great days. These are your money days. This is where the money flow will be great. This is where you'll see that you have more money in your wallet. If you need to ask for money from your spouse or anybody that owes you money, great time for you to ask for that money, because it'll come to you without resistance. And also, you'll see if you need to invoice your customers, clients, this is where you'll get your money easily. And if you need to buy a lottery ticket, great time for you to do that, scratch and win as well. So higher chances of you actually winning. And if you want to do some money manifestation, great days for that as well. These are also great days for you to spend with your family. Your words will actually have more weight on these days. So if you need to have a talk with your family, great time, because they'll actually really listen to you. Your words will matter on these days. Now, moving on to the 13th and 14th. Really good, happy, positive energy here. This is a great time to spend with your siblings. You'll see that the energies are very positive, very supportive. So the 15th, 16th, and 17th, again, this is a very good family week and energy from the 8th onwards to the 19th, actually. So the 15th, 16th, and 17th, this is where you're happy at home. Your home environment is loving, it's supporting, and you'll see that these days are great for you to bond with your mother figure as well. You'll see that it's very nurturing energy. Moving on to the 18th and 19th, this is where your energies are very focused. This is where, if you're a student, great time for you to focus on your studies, because you'll actually be able to absorb that information that you're taking in. And if you are a teacher, this is a great time for you to actually communicate through your communication will actually get articulated in a way that it actually gets absorbed by your students as well. Now, moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These are not favorable energy days. This is where your energies are challenged. Okay, so you could have challenges related to work. You could have challenges related to health, debt disputes. And also you could see that, the energies within you, around you, are irritated. So you easily could get into a dispute with someone. So keep your energies to yourself. Know that, your energies are not favorable, and let this energy pass. If you're someone who is going through court dates, these are not favorable days for you. So change it to more favorable days. Just look at the caution days and just avoid those days. The rest of the days are your days. They're favorable. Now, moving to the 23rd, 24th, great positive days for you, especially if you're married and in partnership. These are days where you'll bond with your significant other. Now, moving on to the 25th and 26th, these are where you have to be mindful of your energies on these days. These are stressful energies, so let this energy pass. Now, with Leo, this is hitting your 8th house. So you do have a stellium in your 8th house. So be mindful, because you could have things related to your in-laws. So you could have a big get together with your in-laws, not just particularly on these days, but for the month of April. You could have a get together with the in-laws. They could have a big function or a big get together. Also, you could get into a dispute with your in-laws. There could be some cheating. So whether it's business, whether it's partnership, whether it's anybody from the in-laws, there's that element related to the in-laws here. So be mindful of this energy. Also, be mindful, especially on these 2 days, of any accidents, okay? Because you do have Venus retrograde in the 8th house as well. So be mindful of this energy. So for the month of April, you do have to be mindful of how you drive. So drive carefully for the whole month of April. Now, moving on to this 27th and 28th. This is where the energies are now turning to your favor. These are great time for you to do some higher learning, do some spirituality, do some meditation. Great days for you to do that. The 29th and the 29th and the 30th, great days for you to do some networking, do some socializing, go out with your friends, have some fun. So when we look over April, your caution days are the 5th, 6th, and 7th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 25th, and 26th. So you do have 8 days where you do need to be mindful of your energies. The rest of the month is your month, so make the most of all the opportunities that come your way. Now, you do have, your 8th house is quite heavy for the month of April. So just be careful of, how you drive. Be careful of accidents. Be careful of your relations with your in-laws and stuff. You just have to be mindful of those things. Now, as far as your money days, the money flow is great on the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Your learning days. Now, if you want to learn about the markets, the 18th and 19th are great days for that. And if you are already in the markets and you want to invest further, then the 3rd and 4th are great days for that. Now, again, this is not financial advice. Please do consult a professional. Now, regarding your honey days, if you're married, the 23rd and 24th, loving days with your spouse, great time to bond. And if you're single, then the 18th and 19th are great days for you to, go on that date and connect with someone. Now, if you're a student, then the 18th and 19th are great days for you to do some learning, to really absorb that information. And for Leos, because April is going to be a heavy month for you, the 8th and 9th, do take the time to rest, relax, reflect, do some self-reflecting as well, and regain your strength, recharge your batteries, because you definitely deserve it, Leo. I hope you have a wonderful April, and I hope you make the best of every opportunity and blessing that comes your way. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Individually. Virgo Ascendant, your April 2025 monthly forecast. Now, let's begin with the 1st and 2nd. Wow, your first week is looking wonderful. It's very positive here. Now, the 1st and 2nd, it's great for higher learning. This is where you want to focus your energies on spirituality. These are also great days for those who are in university. You should do well on these days. And also, these are great days for you to bond with your father or father-like figure. Great time for you to have that talk with them. They'll definitely be supportive on these days. Now, moving to the 3rd and 4th, these are days to do with your public image, especially when it comes to work. So definitely do the work that needs to be done. Present yourself well at work, because you'll definitely get recognition here. If you have any meetings, if you have any presentations, they should do well. You should see good results from that. Now, moving to the 5th, 6th, and 7th. These are great days for you to see some gains, and also great days for you to do some social media, do some networking, socialize with friends. You should see some good results there. Now, moving to the 8th and 9th, this is where you do have to be mindful of your energies. Your energies could be low on these days. You could want to self-isolate, and also you could have some unexpected expenses. Now, you could also have some decisions that just, happen to come across your way. postpone those decisions, keep them pending. Don't make any decisions, don't sign any papers on these days. Let this energy pass and then deal with what you need to deal with. But definitely don't do it on these 2 days, because if you do buy something, it won't be to your favor. If you sign anything, it won't be into your favor. And this low energy kind of creates this atmosphere where you don't feel like you're being supported. So you won't be feeling your best on these 2 days. So, lay low, let this energy pass. Now, moving on to the 10th, 11th, and 12th. These are, good positive days. This is where you want to focus your energies on yourself. Do some self-reflecting, do some rejuvenation, whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically, focus your energies on you, give yourself some time. Now, moving to the 13th and 14th, this is your money days. This is where the money flow is coming in. This is a great time to manifest money, and you'll see that you have money in your wallet more than usual on these days. Now, if you need to borrow money, great time to ask. And if you've lent out money, this is a great time to get that money back, because you'll have less resistance as the money energy is working for you on these days. Now, moving to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. These are great days for you to do some local trip traveling. You could spend some time with your siblings. You should have a great time at that. Again, very positive energies. And then on the 18th and 19th, this is where you're happy at home. The home environment is very loving and very supportive on these days. If you want to connect with your mother, spend some time, bond with your mother, great days for that, because the energies are very much in sync here with your mother. So basically, when we're looking from the 10th to actually the 22nd, the energies are very positive, very favorable. And then you have a few days where you do have to be mindful. Now, moving forward to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, again, very positive energies. For those of you who have kids, this is a time where you want to spend some time with your kids, because you definitely will bond with them. They'll be very receptive to you here. You'll have a really good time of it. And for those of you who don't have kids, great time for you to do something where, you're seeking pleasure, the enjoyment of life. So, enjoy yourself, enjoy these 3 days, because the energy is very supportive. It's a very happy energy. Now, moving on to the 23rd and 24th, this is where you do have to be mindful of your energies, as you could have issues related to health, debt, disputes, and also if you have court cases, these are days that are not favorable. The results will not be in your favor, and you'll definitely have a hard time of it. So definitely, don't do anything on these days that, any results coming to you, you don't want it coming to you on these days, as it won't be in your favor. So you have 8 days here which are not in your favor. The rest of the days are your days, so make the most of those energies. And also, the energies here are very irritated. So, keep your energies, be mindful of your energies, and be mindful of the energies around you. You'll see that the energies also around you are irritated, so you could easily get into an argument with someone. So just be mindful and let this energy pass. Now, moving on to the 25th and 26th. These are your honey days. These are great days for you, especially if you're married. If you're in partnership, this is where you'll find that you'll easily bond with your spouse here, your partner here. So make the most of this energy, do something together, and, build your bond and make it strong. Now, moving on to the 27th and 28th. This is where you do have to be mindful of your energies. They could be stressed. Now, whether it's to do with your in-laws, whether it's to do with finances, you do have a lot going on, Virgo, because your 7th house is very highlighted. You do have a stellium happening in your 7th house of partnership. So you do have a lot going on. So the 27th and 28th are stressful. I would say this month, be mindful of partnerships. Be mindful of what's happening in your partnerships. Make sure you're looking at things for what they are. If you're in business, be mindful of, your relationship with your clients as well, as you could see someone trying to take advantage of you. You could also see that, somebody's trying to cheat you in some way, whether it's finances, whether it's love, whether it's, anything to do with the other party. So just be mindful. Now, the 27th and 28th, you could be, stressed regarding those types of issues. So just let this energy pass, because the 29th and 30th, your energies are now turning positive. You're feeling better. You're looking more towards spirituality and the lighter part of life here. So Virgo, you do have to be mindful of your caution days, which is the 8th, 9th, 23rd, 24th, 27th, and 28th. On these days, you will not be feeling your best. The energies around you will not be supportive. If you're making decisions, they will not be in your favor, and you could get taken advantage of here. So be mindful of your energies on these days. The rest of the month is your month. So, make the most of the month because it's a great month for you. You do have a lot of good, positive days. Now, your money days are the 13th and 14th. Money flow should be great on these days. If you're trying to learn about the markets, then the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, great days for you to learn about the markets. If you're already in the markets, then the 5th, 6th, and 7th are great days for you to invest further. Again, this is not financial advice. Contact a professional for that. Now, for those of you who are in relationships, then the 25th and 26th are great days for you to bond with your significant other. If you're single, then the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, great days for you to, go on that date and connect with someone. If you're in school, learning days for you are the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Great days. These are great mental days. Okay. So your mental energy will be very sharp, very focused on these days. So good time for you to do some studying. Now, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, these are your rest days. Okay, Virgo. So take the time for yourself. Okay, recharge your battery, rejuvenate yourself, rest, relax, and reflect. Do some self-reflecting and regain your strength. So there you go, Virgo. That was your April 2025 monthly forecast. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching visually. Today. Libra Ascendant, this is your April 2025 monthly forecast. Now, the month starts off on 2 days that are a little bit stressful. So the 1st and 2nd. So you need to be a little bit mindful of your energies on this day. Now, you do have a stellium happening in your 6th house. So this is a month where you do have to be mindful of your health, any debts, disputes, anything to do with health, debt, your enemies, any share trading. You should also be careful of the markets this month as well. And I would caution you to avoid any arguments, especially with your spouse, your partner, with your children as well. And if you're students, this is a month that you really do need to work hard. So the month starts off, with a really stressful kind of energy, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, emotional. You just want to let this energy kind of pass because the rest of the week is quite nice and quite positive. Now, moving on to the 3rd and 4th, this is where your energies are geared towards higher learning, especially if you're in a university. These are great days for you. And this is also, if you're looking to do something in spirituality, great days for that as well. Now, moving to the 5th, 6th, and 7th, this is, again, positive energies. You want to focus your energies at work. This is where you want to put in the work that's due from you, because you definitely will get the credit that's due to you. And if you have any presentations, if you have any meetings, they should be in your favor. So definitely put in the work. Now, moving on to the 8th and 9th. This is, again, positive energies. You want to spend some time with your friends and have some fun, do some socializing, do some networking. Now, moving forward to the 10th, 11th, and 12th. This is, again, you have to be mindful of these days, as you could have low energy. You could have energy that is very self-isolating. So you could feel like, people around you are not being supportive. So you're kind of feeling lonely, alone. So this is almost like self-isolation that you're doing to yourself. And it has to do with the energy around you is not very supportive. So you're feeling, you're not feeling very loved. you're feeling alone. And also you have to be mindful of your expenses on these days, as you could incur some unexpected expenses. So be mindful of your wallet on these days. And also, if you're having decisions that need to be pending, if you have any decisions that show up on these days, don't make quick decisions. Keep those decisions pending. Let these three days pass, so that way whatever decisions you do make, they're in your favor. Now, moving on to the 13th and 14th. These are your days. This is where you want to concentrate your energies on regaining your strength. So self-reflect, do some relaxation, do some rest. This is where you recharge your battery for the month. Now, moving on to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. These are your money days. This is where the money flow will be great. You should see, more money in your wallet. You should see, if you're looking to take profits, probably good days for that as well. If you want to play the lottery, great days for you to do that as well. And if you're someone who likes to manifest, these are great manifestation days for you, because the money energy here is flowing. It's not resistant here. So it'll come to you easily, and it actually will manifest. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th, these are great days for you to spend with your siblings. This is where you'll have good communication around you. Also, do some time doing some hobbies as well. Great supportive energy with your siblings. You could bond with them really well on these days. Now, moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. This is where your home environment is very loving and supporting. You could see that, these are great days for you to bond with your mother or any motherly figure. So definitely a good week for you here, starting from the 13th onward to the 24th. Now, the 23rd and 24th, these are really good days for you as far as, if you're single, great romantic days, great days for you to take that date. Your creativity, your spontaneity will be at a peak on these days. Now, moving on to the 25th and 26th. This is where you do have to be mindful of your energies, as you have to be mindful of health, debt, and disputes. If you have any court dates, please do not have them on these days, as they will not be in your favor. Moving on to the 27th and 28th, these are great days for love and partnership. If you're married, these are your honey days. Make the most of this energy and bond with your significant other. Now, moving on to the 29th and 30th, you do have to be mindful of these 2 days, as the energy is very stressful on these days. So it could have to do with finances. It could have to do with, your in-laws, your spouse, your health. And it also could be, just mental stress. It doesn't have to be physical stress. So either way, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, there's something that is stressing you out on these days. So just lay low and let this energy pass. As you move into May, the energies are more positive. So let this energy pass. Now, I will again go over your caution days, which is the 10th, 11th, and 12th, 25th, 26th, the 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th. So you do have a handful of days where you do have to be, a little bit cautious. The rest of the month is your month, and you could do whatever you want with the rest of the days, as you should see good blessings on those days. So, and when you're looking at your money days, we're looking at the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Money flow should be good on those days. If you're looking to learn about the markets, then the 23rd and 24th are great days for you. If you already are invested in the markets and you want to invest further, then the 8th and 9th are great days for you. Again, this is not financial advice. Please consult a professional for that. Now, your honey days, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, then the 27th and 28th are lovely days for you to bond with your loved one. And if you're single, then the 23rd and 24th are great days for you to make that love connection. And if you're looking to do some studies, if you're in school, if you've started some new course, then the 23rd and 24th, great days where your mental energies are very much at a peak. You're able to really take that information in and really absorb it and really understand it. Now, if you want to recharge your battery for the month, then definitely the 13th and 14th are great days for you to rest, relax, and self-reflect and do some self-rejuvenation. So definitely make the most of that energy. Now, Libra, that was your April calendar. I hope you make the best of every opportunity and blessing that comes your way. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching today. Individually. Scorpio ascendant, this is your April 2025 monthly calendar. Now, April, this is a month where you want to grab the chances at your workplace. You could get great social recognition. And also, if you want to do any religious trip traveling, it's a good time before the 9th of April. And you got to be careful of any arguments, especially with your spouse's siblings. So keep that in mind for the month of April. Now, let's look at your daily calendar. Now, beginning with April 1st and 2nd, your energies are great. This is, your love days are happening here. So the 1st and 2nd, this is a great time for you to bond with your spouse if you're in a married relationship. This is also a great time for you to do any collaboration with anybody outside in partnership as well. Now, looking at the 3rd and 4th of the month, these energies are stressful. This is where you want to be a little bit mindful of the energies that are around you, because something, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental, physical, the energies are stressing you out on these days. So you want to lay low on these days. Now, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, this is where the energies now have turned. They're more positive. So you are feeling lucky. You're feeling better. The week ahead is really good. It's really a very good, positive week for you. So now, starting from the 5th onwards, it's a great time for you to focus your energies at work, because you could get a lot of you could get good recognition at work. So the efforts that you're putting in will definitely get recognized. You definitely will get credit for the energy and work that you're putting in. So it's definitely well worth it to do that. If you have any meetings or presentations that need to be done, you should see that results are in your favor. Now, moving on to the 10th, 11th, and 12th. This is a great time for you to study the markets. And it's also a great time for you to do some networking, some socializing, spend some time, go out with your friends, and have a good time. So a very social 3 days there. Now, moving on to the 13th and 14th, this is where you'll find you have to be mindful of these days. Your energies are low on these days. You're going to want to self-isolate on these days. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel like you're not being supportive on these days. Be mindful of any unexpected expenses on these days. And if any decisions need to be made, don't make them on these days, because they will not be in your favor. Now, moving on to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And again, here, this is the energies have turned. They're more positive. This is energies, they're actually encouraging you to focus on yourself. This is where the universe wants you to rest, relax, and self-reflect and concentrate on yourself. This is where you want to recharge your battery for the month. Okay. Now, moving on to the 18th and 19th. This is your money days. This is where you'll find that the money flow is actually really coming in. The money energy is really working for you. You'll see that there's less resistance as in regards to money on these days as well. So if you look in your wallet, you should have more money on these days. If you're looking to take profits, great days for that. If you want to send out those invoices, great days for that as well. If you want to borrow money, great time to ask. And if you've lent out money, great time to get it back, because the resistance isn't there. Okay, so definitely, if you're someone who is into manifestation, great days for that. If you do lotto, great days for that as well. Now, moving on to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. These are positive energy days for you to do some local trip traveling, spend some time with your siblings. You'll see that you'll be able to build that bond and reconnect, and the energies are really good. You'll be able to get along with your siblings on these days. Now, moving to the 23rd and 24th. Again, very positive energies. You're happy at home here. The home environment is quite happy, quite loving. And you'll see that especially these 2 days, you'll be able to connect with your mother and get the support that you need from your mother really easily here. It's a great time for you to connect and rebuild that bond with your mother. Now, moving on to the 25th and 26th. Again, positive energies. These are great days where your creativity is highlighted. This is where your creativity juices are flowing. You're coming up with a lot of great ideas. Mentally, you're very sharp on these days as well. You'll see that, for students, these are great days as well. So if you're learning something new, great days for that. Now, moving on to the 27th and 28th, these are where you do have to be mindful of your energies, health, debt, and disputes. Okay, so you could have issues related to health on these days where you're not feeling your best. You could be worried or stressed about debts, and you could see debts coming up on these days, or the issues related to debts coming up on these days. And you could get into a dispute with someone because your energies are irritated on these days, and the energies around you are irritated. So definitely be mindful and let these days pass. Now, moving on to the 29th and 30th. These are your honey days. These are days that are great to spend with your spouse, with your partner, where you could rebuild your bond. And you'll see that the communication is really good with your spouse on these days as well. And you'll see that they're very receptive to communication with you as well. Now, let's go over your caution days. That's the 13th, 14th, 27th, 28th, the 3rd, and the 4th. These are days that you need to be mindful of your health, your expenses, any disputes, any decisions that need to be made. Please don't do it on these 6 days. These are your caution days, as the results will not be in your favor. Now moving to your money days, that's the 18th and 19th. Money flow should be good on those days. And learning days. So if you're already trying to learn about the markets, then the 25th and 26th are great days for you. If you're already in the markets and want to invest further, then the 10th, 11th, and 12th are great days for you. Again, this is not financial advice. Please talk to a professional. Now for honey days. If you're married, the 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th are great days for you to strengthen your bond with your spouse. And if you're single, then the 25th and 26th are great days for you to go out on that date and connect with someone. Now, for students, the 25th and 26th are great learning days for you, where your mental energies will be very sharp and very much in focus, and you'll be able to absorb any information you're taking in. And for you to recharge your batteries, Scorpio, the 15th, 16th, and 17th are your days where you can do some self-focusing and you can do some rest, relaxation, self-reflecting on these days. Charge your batteries for the next month to come. So Scorpio, there you go. That was your April calendar for 2025. I hope you make the best of every opportunity that this universe presents to you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being with me today. Sagittarius, welcome to your April 2025 monthly calendar. Now, Sagittarius, the month of April is a great month for you to do some religious trips. It's also a best time, especially in the last week of April is a really good time for you. And you should see some relief from stress after April 10th. One thing I would advise is avoid any arguments with your spouse's family members, as that's something that could get highlighted in the month of April. So let's begin with the 1st and 2nd of April. Now the month starts off with some energies that you do need to be a little bit mindful of, because you do start with your caution days. Now, April 1st and 2nd, these days you do have to be mindful of your energies because it has to do with health, debt, disputes. Your energies here are very irritated. So you could easily get into a dispute with someone because the energies around you are also very irritated. So it's very easy to get into an argument here on these 2 days. Your health could also be not at its best on these days, and you could also have debt on your mind, or it could be an issue that comes up on these days. So be mindful, let these energies pass. Moving forward, the 3rd and 4th are really good positive days for you. These are great days, especially if you're married. These are your honey days. This is where you'll be able to reconnect with your spouse, do some, this is a great time for you to rekindle that spark in your relationship. You'll find that your spouse is very supportive on these days towards you as well. Now, moving to the 5th, 6th, and 7th. This is where you do have to be mindful of your energies. The energies are very stressed here. So you're definitely going to feel stressed, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, and it's 3 days. So you do have to kind of lay low and let this energy kind of pass. Now, moving on to the 8th, 9th, this is where your energies do change. So in the evening of the 7th, you'll see that already you'll start seeing improvements as you move towards the 8th and 9th of April. You're feeling better. You're feeling more positive. You're looking forward to doing more work because your energies are being focused towards more work. So starting on the 10th, 11th, 12th, you really want to put all your efforts into your workplace, your public image. So any work that you do definitely will give you recognition. You definitely will get accredited for your work. If you have any meetings, if you have any presentations, if you have to speak to any superiors, great time for that. You should see that on those days, it should be in your favor. Now, moving to the 13th and 14th, great days for you to spend with your friends, have some fun, do some socializing, do some networking. Now, moving on to the 15th, 16th, and 17th. This is where you do have to be mindful of your energies. They will be low on these days. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel like you want to self-isolate. You're not going to be feeling your best. You could also incur some unexpected expenses, so be mindful of your wallet. See if you can let these 3 days pass before you make any kind of purchases. As if you do make any purchases, it'll actually be where you feel buyer's remorse, or it'll be for somebody else, or it could be unexpected where you don't have a choice and you have to incur the expenses. Another thing to be mindful of is any decisions that come your way on these days. Be mindful of the decision that you make. Try to avoid making any decisions on this day. Let it be pending, okay? Push it forward so that way, you're dealing with more positive energy, and whatever you do decide is more in your favor. If you do decide something on these days, it'll be due to any kind of pressure, or it'll be somebody trying to take advantage of you. So let this energy pass. Keep that decision pending. Now, moving forward to the 18th and 19th, these are your days. This is where you want to focus your energy on yourself, rest, relax, and self-reflect, self-rejuvenate, and recharge your battery for the rest of the month. So great days for that. It's also great for meditation as well. Now, moving forward to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Great days, positive days here for you. So these are your money days. You will see that money flow is really easy on this day. So the money flow is coming in and the resistance is lessened. Okay, so you shall have less resistance in getting money back. If you want to borrow money, there's less resistance. So great time to actually ask for money. Great time to buy a lottery ticket. Great time to send out those invoices, and a great time to do that manifestation to bring that money in. Okay, it's also a great time to spend with your family, some food, some family, maybe have a conversation with your family, because definitely the conversations you have with your family here, they'll definitely listen to you. The communication that you have with your family on these days will be very strong, and it will be very appreciated. Moving forward to the 23rd and 24th, these are great days you want to spend with your siblings. Your energies will be very much in sync with your siblings on these days. So definitely, have some fun with them. Moving forward to the 25th and 26th, again, loving, supportive energy here. This is your home environment. This is where you're feeling happy and supported and nurtured in your home environment. So definitely make the most of that energy. Moving forward to the 27th and 28th, this is a very romantic energy. So definitely a great time for you to take that date. And also for those of you who are in the arts, this is also a very creative time for you as well. So the 27th and 28th, if you've been having any kind of blockage in your creativity, you'll definitely see that opening up. You'll be able to really tap into your creativity. Now, moving on to the 29th and the 30th. This is where you do have to be mindful of your energies again. We're dealing with health debt disputes. Again, your energies will not be very pleasant on these days, whether it's to do with health, whether it's to do with easily getting into a dispute with someone. So just be mindful of your energies and let this energy pass, as the next couple of days after that are really nice for you. So there you go, Sagittarius. Let's go over your caution days, which is the 15th, 16th, 17th, the 1st, 2nd, 29th, the 30th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. And yes, you do have quite a lot of days that you do need to practice some caution, Sagittarius, as we are all experiencing a stellium. And yours is in the 4th house, and you do have Mars in your 8th house. So again, be mindful of your communication, especially towards your in-laws and Now, your money days, that is the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. This is where you'll see really good money flow. If you're looking to learn about the stock market, then the 27th and 28th are great days for that. And if you're already in the markets, then you want to invest further, then the 13th and 14th are great days for you. Again, this is not financial advice. Please speak to a professional. Now, if you're married, your honey days are the 3rd and the 4th. Great days for you to build that bond with your spouse. And if you're single, then the 27th and 28th, great days to go on that date. Now, if you're a student, Great learning days where you really can make the most of this energy is on the 27th and 28th. Those will be your best days for your mental concentration. Now, as far as resting, rejuvenation, and recharging yourself, the 18th and 19th, those are your best days, Sagittarius, where you recharge your energies to, face the next month ahead. Now, there you go. I hope you make the best of every blessing that comes your way. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being with me today. Capricorn Ascendant, this is your April 2025 monthly calendar. Now, Capricorn, this is a great month for you to take that trip, especially in the last week. There's chances of you taking a trip. You could have a guest in your home in the month of April as well. And this is a great month for you to try to encourage your coworkers. And for those who are looking to get married, it's also a great month for that as well. Now, let's look at your day to day. Now, beginning with April 1st and 2nd, those are really good positive days. This is where you'll find that your mental energy is very focused. This is where you'll see that you really are able to absorb any information that's in front of you and really make good sense of it very quickly and really articulate it to anyone else around you. You'll see that your creativity is also on a high on these days as well. Moving to the 3rd and 4th, this is where you do have to be mindful of your energies. You have issues related to health, debt, disputes, so be a little bit mindful there. If you have any court dates on these days, I would say postpone them as the results will not be in your favor. Moving forward to the 5th, 6th, and 7th, these are your honey days, especially of those who are married. These are great days for you to connect with your spouse. You'll definitely feel that loving feeling. They'll definitely be supportive of you. So it's a great time to have that talk with them. Now, moving forward to the 8th and 9th, this is where your energies will be stressed. Okay, so whether it's stress related to with your in-laws, with your family, finances, you could be either just mentally stressed, physically, emotionally stressed. Something just around you feels very stressed. So just let this energy pass because the next week ahead is really positive. Now, moving forward to the 10th, 11th, and 12th, this has to do with more positive energy, and you'll see this energy coming in towards the evening of the 9th. Okay, so just work with this positive energy coming through because your work week is really getting highlighted here. So the 10th, 11th, and 12th is higher learning. For those of you who are in university, great days for you to hand in that project assignment, to do any writing that needs to be done. Great time for you to focus on your studies. Now, the 13th and 14th, these are great days for you to focus your energies at work. This is where you really want to encourage your coworkers to work with you, do some collaboration. You'll also see that your superiors are also really accrediting you for your work. They're recognizing the work that you're putting in. So definitely do the work. Now, 15th, 16th, and 17th. This is really good energy, especially for socializing, for networking. So spend some time with your friends, have some fun, relax, and enjoy yourself. Now, moving forward to 18th and 19th. This is where you do have to be mindful of your energies. Your energies will be low. You will not feel supported on these days. So you're going to want to self-isolate. You're going to want to lay low. You really don't feel like talking to anyone. And you could incur some unexpected expenses on these days. So be mindful of your wallet. And if you do have any decisions that need to be made, keep those decisions pending, as chances are you will make the wrong decision and come to regret it afterwards. So moving forward to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, these are positive days where you need to focus your energies on yourself. This is where you want to recharge your battery going forward. So you want to rest, relax, and reflect. Do some self-reflection. Great time for you to build your inner strength. Now, moving forward to the 23rd and 24th, these are your money days. This is where you'll find your money energy is really flowing in. The resistance against money has really lessened. So if you need to borrow money, great time to ask. If you need to send out those invoices, great time to do that. Great time to play the lottery. And also, if you are looking to ask for money that you've lent out. Also a great time for that because the resistance isn't there. You'll get it back more easily. Moving forward to the 25th and 26th, good positive energy where you are focused on local trip traveling. So you'll spend some happy days doing trip traveling, whether it's just for hobbies or whether it's leisure, whether it's for your work. Either way, you should see some trip traveling there. Moving to the 27th and 28th, this is where you're happy at home. The home environment is very supportive. It's very nurturing. So you're feeling very loved on these days. Moving forward to the 29th and 30th, again, very good positive energy. So, the last half of the month is looking really fabulous. So this is a great time for you to go out on that date. If you're single, great time for you to do that. Do something spontaneous, do something creative, do something that brings you pleasure. You'll definitely enjoy those 2 days. Now, let's go over your caution days again, the 18th, 19th, the 3rd, 4th, 8th, and 9th. So you have 6 days that you do have to be mindful of your energies. These 6 days are days where you want to be a little bit more careful. The rest of the month, Capricorn, is your month. So make the best of every blessing that comes your way because you have a lot of opportunities in the month of April. Now, moving forward, looking at your money days, the 23rd, 24th are your money days. That's where you should see good liquid cash. So you should have more money in your wallet on those days. The money energy is being activated on these days. So definitely do some manifestation. And if you're wanting to learn about the markets, then the 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th are great days to learn about the market. And if you are already invested into the market and want to invest further, then the 15th, 16th, and 17th are great days for you to do that. Again, this is not financial advice. Please speak to a professional. Now let's move on to your honey days. If you're married, your honey days are the 5th, 6th, and 7th, where you can really connect with your spouse. And if you're single, then the 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th are great days for you to go on that date, spend some time with your significant other. You should see their feelings reciprocated towards you. Do something creative. Do something that brings you both pleasure. Now, moving forward, looking at students, your best learning days to focus on your studies is the 1st, 2nd, 29th, and 30th. Those energies will be very sharp. Your mental energies will be very sharp on these days. Your focus will be very sharp on these days, and you'll be able to really absorb information that's presented to you on these days. So make the most of that energy. And everybody needs to charge their batteries. So Capricorn, the days for you to recharge your batteries this month is the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Focus your energies on yourself, rest and relax, and self-rejuvenate yourself. So you have 6 days where you got to be a little bit mindful. The rest of the month is your month, Capricorn. So make the best of every blessing that comes your way. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being with me today. Aquarius, this is your April 2025 monthly forecast. So Aquarius, this is a month where you have a chance for marriage, social recognition. There are some areas where you do need to be a little bit careful, such as court cases and any kind of litigation. And you need to be a little bit mindful of any arguments or any trip traveling that you do with your family members. So be mindful of those things as we are all experiencing a stellium, and yours is in your 2nd house. Now let's look at the day-to-day. Now, April 1st starts off on a very positive note. April 1st and 2nd, you're quite happy at home. The home environment is very supportive, very nurturing, so very good energy. Moving on to the 3rd and 4th, again, very positive energy. Your creativity will be on a high. Those creative juices will be flowing. If you're someone who is in the arts, great time for you to do work on your projects there. Moving forward to the 5th, 6th, and 7th, this is where you do have to be mindful of your energies as it has to do with health, any kind of challenges you could face, any kind of losses. Now, those of you who are dealing with any kind of litigation, be mindful. Don't have your court dates on these days as the results will not be in your favor. Pick the more favorable days so that way things work more for you than against you. On these days, particularly on these days, be mindful of your health. You will not be feeling your best, whether it's mental, physical, emotional. You're definitely not going to be feeling your best, and you could incur some losses due to some challenges. And these challenges could come towards you from your enemies, from debt, from disputes. So be mindful. And the energies around you will be very irritated, so you could easily get into a dispute with someone. So just be mindful of your energies, no matter what's going on around you, and just lay low and let this energy pass. Okay, moving on to the 8th and 9th. These are your honey days. This is for those of you who are married, great days for you to spend with your spouse. Go out on a date, do something together, strengthen your bond. And you'll see that your spouse is very supportive of you on these days. Moving on to the 10th and 11th and 12th. These are where you do have to be mindful of your energies. The energies are stressed here. This is where you have a lot of mental, emotional, physical stress. So be mindful of that. And again, it's, being directed. You have a stellium in your second house. This is hitting your 8th house. So you need to be mindful of your interaction with your family members, with your in-laws. So just, be mindful of what's around you and how you're communicating with them as well, so nothing turns into an argument. Okay, moving forward to the 13th and 14th. This is where you're feeling better now. It's more positive energy, and the week ahead is a very positive week. So 13th, 14th, you're already starting to feel better. Moving into 15th, 16th, and 17th, your energies are more focused towards your work. This is where you do want to put a lot of energies into your work environment. If you have any presentations, if you have any meetings, it's a good time to do them, as the results will be in your favor. If you have any kind of communication that needs to be done with your superiors, also a good time for that, as they're more likely to hear you out on these days. Moving forward to the 18th and 19th, this is a really good time to have some fun. Go out with your friends, do some socializing, have some fun, enjoy this energy. Moving forward to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, you do have to be mindful of this energy, as it will give you low energy. It'll give you energy that is making you feel like you're not being supportive. You're feeling the need to kind of self-isolate. And you want to, be sort of like in this emotional, mental cocoon that you've built for yourself for these 3 days. You could also have health-related issues. You could have debt-related issues, dispute-related issues. If you have any decisions that need to be made, don't make them on these days. If you have any expenses, try to avoid them on these days, as they'll not be in your favor. Okay, so let this energy pass. Moving forward to the 23rd and 24th, these are your days. This is where you want to focus your energies on recharging yourself. Okay, so rest, relax, self-reflect, self-rejuvenate, and concentrate on yourself. Give yourself the time you need. Moving forward to the 25th and 26th, these are your money days. This is where the money energy is being activated for the month. So it's a great time for you to do that manifestation. This is a great time for you to cash in. If you buy lottery, great time for you to play that lottery. Those are also a very good time for you to spend with your family as well. Now, moving forward to the 27th, 28th, great time to do some local trip traveling, whether it's for leisure or whether it's for work. You'll definitely be on the road more on these 2 days. Moving forward to the 29th and 30th, this is where you're happy at home. The home environment is very supportive on these days, and you're feeling loved. The energy around you is just wonderful. So there you go, Aquarius. Let's take a look at your caution days. So the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. These are the days that you need to be mindful. So you have 9 days of this month that you do need to practice some caution. The rest of the days are your days. Make the most of every opportunity and blessing that comes your way. Your money days are 25th and 26th, where the money flow will be really good. Liquid money should be there on the 25th and 6th. The days where, if you want to learn about the stock market, are the 3rd and 4th. If you are invested in the market and want to invest further, then the 18th and 19th are great days for that. Not financial advice. Please talk to a professional. Now, if you're married, your honey days are the 8th and 9th. If you're single, then the 3rd and 4th are good romantic days for you. And if you're a student, the 3rd and 4th are great learning days for you. And if you want to recharge your battery and you want to focus on yourself, then the 23rd and 24th are the days that you really should take out for yourself. There you go, Aquarius. That is the month of April for you. I hope you make the best of every blessing that comes your way. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Pisces Ascendant, this is your April 2025 monthly calendar. So Pisces, it's a good time up to April 9th. Okay, so for child planning, for students, for learning, for love, it's a great time. But after the 10th, so the 10th to the 27th, you do have to be careful of your health, any court cases, any enemies, any litigation, any debts. You have to be careful in those areas. And there are chances of marriage, travel, any new partnership proposals could come up for you. So now let's look at the month in full, beginning with April 1st. So April 1st and 2nd, those are good positive days for you where you could do some local trip traveling, whether it's for leisure, whether it's for work. Either way, you'll be on the road. The 3rd and 4th, these are good energies. This is where your home environment is very good and supportive, so you're happy at home. The 5th, 6th, and 7th, this is again very good positive energy. You're very focused on this on these days. Your mental energy is very clear. Your creativity is at a high. So really good days for you. Now, the 8th and 9th, you do have to be mindful of your energies on these days in relation to health, debts, disputes will definitely be on the cards for those days. So you're not going to be feeling your best. Your energies within you will be very irritated. Very, very high chance of you getting into a dispute with someone. So keep your energies in check. Let this energy pass, and you have more positive energies coming up. So the 10th, 11th, and 12th, these are your honey days. This is for those of you who are married. This is where you'll see more harmony. This is where you'll see that you're in sync with your partner on these days. Moving forward to the 13th, 14th, you do have to be mindful of these days. The energies are stressed here. So whether it's emotional, mental, physical, you'll definitely feel stressed. So let these energies pass. Now moving forward to 15th, 16th, 17th, you're feeling better. Already by the evening of the 14th, the energies are going into a more positive flow. So from the 15th on to the 22nd, great week for work. So your focus should be with your work. So put in a lot of energy, put in a lot of effort, because it'll definitely get recognized. You'll get along well with your superiors. You'll get along well with your team members, and you'll find that the energy around you is very supportive at work during this week of the 15th to the 22nd. Now the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, those 3 days are really good for socializing. So definitely go out, have some fun, do some networking on those days. It'll really show some benefit for you. Moving forward to the 23rd and 24th, you do have to be mindful of these days. Your energies will be low, and you're going to want to self-isolate on these days. Your energies are going to feel you're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel like you're not getting the support that you need and that you deserve. So you're going to kind of want to self-cocoon. So there's a bit of self-isolation on these days. Also, you could incur some expenses, some unexpected expenses could come your way. So be mindful of those. Try to avoid them if possible. And if you have any decisions that need to be made, try to avoid them so you don't take any decisions on the 23rd or 24th. Let this energy pass because the decisions you make will not be in your favor. So as we move forward, then you could do what you want. But on these days, don't sign any papers either on these days. Moving forward to the 25th and 26th, these are positive energy days. You are focused, you're on yourself on these days because these are your days. This is where you want to charge your battery. This is where you want to rest, relax, rejuvenate, self-reflect, do some meditation, do some yoga, get your energies back for the month. And then moving forward, again, positive days, the 27th, 28th, those are your money days. That's where the money flow is coming in. The money energy is actually activated on these days. So if you want to do some manifestation, great days for that. Go and buy yourself a lottery ticket on these days. Great time for that as well. If you are someone and need to send out those invoices, great days for that as well, because the resistance isn't there. So if you ask for your money back from anybody who owes you money, it'll come back to you more easily. So definitely work with this energy. Now moving forward to the 29th and 30th. Good positive energy. Okay, so this is a good time you want to spend with your siblings. Enjoy the time that you spend with them because you'll be able to bond with them. You'll be in sync with them on these days. So there you go, Pisces. So let's just go over quickly your caution days: 23rd, 24th, 8th, 9th. 13th and 14th. So you have 6 days out of the month where you do need to practice some caution. The rest of the days are your days. So make the most of all the blessings that come your way. Your honey days are the 10th, 11th, 12th if you're married, and single, that's the 5th, 6th, and 7th. So definitely go on that day to make the most of that loving energy. Now your money days, where you should have liquid cash, is the 27th and 28th. Where you could learn about money. So if you want to learn about the market, the 5th, 6th, and 7th are great days for you to learn about the market. If you're already invested and want to invest further, then the 20th, 21st, and 22nd are great days for you. Again, this is not financial advice. Please talk to a professional. Now, for those of you who are in studies, the 5th, 6th, and 7th is where you'll see the best results. And the best days of the month to rest, relax, and recharge your batteries is the 25th and the 26th. So there you go, Pisces. That was April 2025. I hope you make the best of every blessing that comes your way. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.